Hello students, welcome to YouTube channel Vidya for Success. Dear students, in this video let us study the concept of printers. So there are different output devices. Among them, printer is called as an hard copy output device. So why it is called as an hard copy output device? The reason is here the output produced will be permanently available. I mean to say, it is not temporary in nature, the output what is produced. It will be there permanently on a sheet of paper or any other material. Okay, so that's why a printer is also referred as a hard copy output device. But in monitor, that is visual display unit, we can notice the output, we can get the output of course, but it is not permanent in nature. Always the output will change according to the result displayed on the screen. But here if the user intends to wish to get a printed format, I mean to say output in terms of a printed version, then better to go with the printers. Okay, so that's why printer is a very useful device to get the output in terms of hard copy. So what is a printer? Printer is a output device that produces text and image on a physical medium such as paper. So what is printer? First of all, it is an output device. So that produces what? It produces text and graphics. So printer is having the ability to produce text as well as graphics, but the printer cannot produce videos, it cannot produce audios. Only it is having the ability to print or produce text and graphics on a physical medium such as paper. Okay, next, as I said earlier, what is printer? It comes under hard copy output device. Okay, so there are different types of devices. All the actually the input and output devices can be categorized into two different varieties. Hard copy input output devices, another one is soft copy input output devices. So here hard copy means the output produced will be permanent in nature. So printer is a hard copy output device. Next, there are different types of printers available in the market. How are they classified? Either they are classified depending upon the speed of processing, how the text or graphics will be produced, how fast they are able to produce them, and also another parameter is depending upon the print quality. What is the quality of the printout that is produced? On these parameters, we can find different types of printers available in the market. But mainly there are two different types of printers. Printers are classified into two main categories. They are impact printers and non-impact printers. Okay, so the two different types of printers available in the market are called as either they will be either impact printer or they can be either non-impact printer. So under impact printer, let us consider some examples. The first one is dot matrix printer and line printer. Okay, added to that you can also consider daisy wheel printer. Okay, so under impact printers there are two different versions officially for our syllabus: dot matrix printer and line printer. Similarly, under non-impact printer there are three different types: inkjet printer, laser printer and thermal printer. So in the next we will study what do you mean by impact printer. So what is an impact printer? The printer which produces text or graphics by force. Here, in order to produce the image, we will be applying certain force, external force will be provided. With this external force, we will be able to print certain text or images on a sheet of paper or any other physical medium. Okay, so that's why they are referred as impact printers. So what is an impact printer? Impact printers forms characters by striking device against ink ribbon. So here we will be using ink ribbon. The ink ribbon will be struck by a particular striking device by a print head. So when the print head strikes the ink ribbon, the image will be formed on the sheet of paper or any other material. So this is how an impact printer works. Again, there are certain characteristics that we need to study in impact printer. So what are the different characteristics of impact printers? The first impact printer characteristic is uses force by applying hammer pins to strike the paper. Okay, so here in order to get the output, in order to produce the image or text, here we will be applying force. In the form of pins. Okay, there will be cluster of pins. These pins will strike the ribbon. In turn, the image will be formed on the sheet of paper. But whatever we are using force. Similarly, the second characteristic is slow speed in character per second. So here the impact printers can produce text or images, but at a very slow pace. Next, prints on most paper type. So for these type of printers, that is impact printers, you need not have to feed a very good quality paper. So whatever may be the quality of the paper, we will be able to produce the output. Next, the transparencies are supported. In case if your image or your text it's having certain transparency objects, so then these objects can be easily printed via these printers cannot print transparencies, okay, are not supported. Next one is multiple copies may be printed at once. So what does it mean, multiple copies? So it is not just we will be using carbon sheets. So in case if I want to take out multiple copies, so instead of writing multiple times, what I'll best can be done is I'll be using carbon sheets. So once you keep a carbon sheet between a paper, between two sheets, then you can take easy copy. The same thing can be followed for impact printer as well. In case if you want to take multiple printouts at the same time, then you can use carbon sheet in between the papers, in between the pages, then you can take a printout. So that's why these impact printers, they support multiple copies to be taken out, printout at once. So these are the characteristics of impact printers. Next, now let us study the different types of impact printers, that is a line printer, and another one is dot matrix printer in detail. So what is line printer? So line printer is a high speed printer capable of printing an entire line at once. So using this printer, you can print entire line once, complete one line can be printed at once. Okay, so that's why they are referred as line printer. And a line printer can print how many lines? They can print 150 lines to 3000 lines per minute. So within a minute you can print, at most you can print 150 to 3000 lines. And the limitation of line printers are they can print only font. I mean to say only text. They are able to produce only text. They cannot produce images. Okay, so they can print only text, and they cannot print any graphic images. And also they are quite very slow, and also the quality of print is not of that good. Okay, so they will not be able to produce good quality printouts. So this is the thing with respect to line printer. And the next one is dot matrix printer. So it is a very popular type of printer. It will be used in all offices. Okay, so what is a dot matrix printer? The name itself is indicating here we will be using dots. Okay, so the all either text or images, they will be formed because of these dots. What is matrix? Matrix is nothing but a table having rows and column. As you can notice here, we are having a row and column of cells. So within that cell we will be typing, we will be producing dots. Okay, these dots are finely packed next to each other so that they will be seen as one alphabet or else one character or any other image. So here in dot matrix printer we will be using a print head. Okay, as you can notice, this is a print head. So these print head they will be striking against an ink ribbon. So this particular print head, when instruction are passed from the computer to print a certain image or text, they will be hitting ink ribbon placed between the print head and the paper. Okay, so ink ribbon, where it is present? It is present between the print head and a sheet of paper. Okay, in between. So the print head will be having cluster of pins. As you can notice here, there is a column of pins. These column of pins they will be arranged closely, and this cluster of pins, when the instructions are given them to print, they come out in different combinations. Okay, all these pins, they won't come together, they come in different combination to create certain images or text. So on receiving the instruction from the computer, the printer can push any of the pins out in any combination. By pushing out pins in any combination, various combination, the printhead can create alphanumerical characters. Okay, once again it can create alphabet as well as characters, numbers. Alphabets are numbers. When these what is a printhead, when they push these pins out of the printhead, they come in contact with the ink ribbon, and the ink ribbon image will be formed on the sheet of paper. So here again, as we said, all these categories, the line printer and dot matrix printer, they come under impact printer. Here we are applying force. Because of applying force, we can print certain images or text. Next, talking about the impact printers. What is the speed? How are you going to measure the speed of the impact printers? Usually speed is measured in terms of CPS, that is character per second. Nothing but these impact printers can print how many characters per second. Per second, how many characters they are quite capable of printing. On them, we can measure them. Okay, quality. So the here dot matrix printer, they can print from a range of 50 to 500 characters per second. That is the range of dot matrix printer. So they can print around 50 to 500 characters per second. So this is the story of dot matrix printer. So in this video, we have studied what is meant by a printer. Printer is an output device. Please notice it is an output device which produces text and graphics on a physical medium. In printer, there are two types, impact printer and non-impact printer. What is impact printer? Impact printer uses force. With the help of force, they will be able to produce text and graphics on a physical medium. And impact printers will be having certain characteristics. What are the characteristics? The first is impact printer uses force by applying hammer pins. Second one is slow speed in characters per second. And third one is printers on most paper type. There is no issue of you need to go with very good quality of paper. No such thing. Next, transparencies are not supported. Okay, in case if your image or your text is having transparencies, they cannot support such a transparency. And another one is multiple copies can be printed at once. So these are the different characteristics. And along with that, we have also studied in impact printer there are different varieties. They are different. One is line printer, another one is dot matrix printer. Okay, so both of them we will be using